at times there's a lot of noise in that sits in finance numbers, which when I say noise, I'm not saying this is bad noise, but
Mm.
there's things like accruals, accrued income,
Mm.
accrued expenses, and sometimes, the leaders actually have no visibility beyond what revenue has been built, which
Yeah,
is the
yeah,
target that they're kind of pinged upon, right? And so
yeah.
you're asking them to comment on numbers that they actually don't know what's happening beneath the hood. So that's
Mm.
probably part of the reason as well why they feel a bit disconnected.
Yeah,
Do you reckon there's any other reasons they might feel disconnected?
I think it's just a translation of what they're trying to explain. So you're saying outside, let's say revenue, like you're saying after accruals, it's they're not even speaking the same language almost,
Mm,
right? Because let's say you got a project that you're trying to deliver on, you've got various milestones. Finance will find a way to translate those milestones into that's something that's relevant for them. And
yeah.
how do you, let's say, meet a AASB standard? Rather than what's actually happening on the coal face, right? And I
Mm,
think that's what's really challenging. And that's why a lot of people just carry their own spreadsheets, right? One of
yeah.
these ops figure goes, well, I know exactly what I've built and I know exactly what the project's up to. I'm not going to rely on some random finance number because you're not helping me out, right? So,
Mm,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I think that's the challenge that a lot of new accountants will have, and also finance leaders. And
Mm.
I think we always encourage people in this podcast to be diplomatic when they're addressing some of these issues, because it's natural for us to feel like, oh well, actually, I know more than you, so I'm going to come at you just as hard. But it's important for us, right? We need to build relationship. Who
Mm.
cares if they think we're wrong? Let's take them on the journey, and
Yep.
we might
Yep.
learn something from that
Makes
instance as
great.
well. And we've said we want to earn trust, and if we're going to challenge them, we want to do that in a way that's a bit loving.
Mm.
As you said that an organization highlights something about business partnering. What is this organization and what are they highlighting?
Well, the organization is the Institute of Chartered Accountants.
Uh,
But basically, if we follow that, we're the three of us, or two of us today. We're all chartered accountants. We've all got a professional qualification, but outside that, what we've seen is the recent trend of the fact that business partners actually do need to exist, and we do need
mm,
to. When they say business partners, it's not business just finance forcing; it's actually partnering. So what you're trying to do is just translate and understand what everyone's trying to get to. And if you can get that alignment, you're literally going to get way further in life and actually add value, right? Rather than
yeah.
trying to make value out of nothing.
Mm,
Like I think, Kev, what's one of the terms we've heard? You can't polish a turd.
yeah.
This is just this is fresh for the accountants, but you can roll it in glitter.
Yeah.
So a shiny turd is not the same thing, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's the main thing. So I think what you do is come back and say, hey, what are we trying to do? And at the end of the day, you're generally there to either grow your business or trying to optimize cost or is there any other efficiency. Now, if finance come through and say, oh, you know what, we can actually do your job better than you as operations people.
Mm,
That's where it becomes a bit standoffish, doesn't it? It's more just
yeah.
like, hey, look, we're just here to look and observe and if we can maybe optimize a thing or two or ask some questions or just say, have some food for thought, that'd be great for us, right? We get to learn,
Yeah.
you get to learn. We're both on the same page. We actually still know what the end goal is. Let's tick it off together.
Yeah.
So,
It's a good way to round out the second point. So the first point we had, we need to understand and communicate that the P&L is operations in dollars. We need to tell the story in the form of numbers. Our second point was how to connect the dots between operations and finance, and not to create a rift, but to build
mm,
bridges. And I think the third point, Ash, is what we were talking about, not just sitting on our seats with, not sitting on our hands, so to speak. We want to be able to be in the business and learn the business properly.